What's up, everybody? Welcome to our Rain This and the End of
Twins.
It's been a long time since we've done a video like this, right?
Yeah.
It's been way too long. But
I don't know how to act.
bienvenidos a todos a otro video de Our Rain. Hoy vamos a hacer un video donde vamos a hablar básicamente en inglés. So sorry, los que no hablan inglés, right? So I'm gonna continue this video in English, and we're basically gonna talk about Squid Games and theories about the whole show, right? Because this show blew up a lot, as you guys probably know. You probably already saw it. If you haven't watched it, you should definitely watch it, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. It starts off kind of weird, but you get hooked into it. I'm sure it's gonna be a season 2, so I can't wait for that, right?
So if you haven't watched it, I suggest you click on this video, watch it, and then come
watch it, because there's gonna be a lot of spoilers for sure.
Yeah.
And then especially you probably won't even understand the theories actually, right? So yeah, so go watch it, come back, and then comment down below what you think about the theories, right? So we're gonna start off with some of the theories, which is pretty interesting, and then I never really caught on to that until she told me about it, right? Do you want to talk about that one?
Okay, so I think it's in the second episode where they show like small clips of like the main characters, like
their real life.
Yeah, like the real life outside of the game, and they basically in that part they showed us how each one of them was gonna like die. You know,
so I think it was like a foreshadow, like whoever wrote the producer, he basically foreshadowed how they were gonna pass away or die, right?
So he told us how they were gonna die in the beginning of the series without us even realizing, and that's because whatever, like for example the main character,
so like the main character, he swore. So they when they all voted to like leave the game, they left the game, and for some reason they left him and one of the other main characters together, right? And he told her, like, they were tied up, so he told her like, oh, I swear on my mom that I won't like harass you about you stealing my money. And basically she helped him, and he lied, and he was harassing her and following her about it. So that's what he didn't die, but his mom did pass away, right? Because he swore on his mom and he lied about it, right? The other one that was pretty interesting too was his cousin. I think it was his cousin, right? The guy who was rich. There's this guy that was like supposedly rich, but he was in debt, and he was really smart. He was like, there was a frame of him sitting in a bathtub, like I guess contemplating to commit suicide, right? Because he was in debt, like he owed a lot of money or whatever, and like basically he lost everything, even his mom's home and his store, right? So he actually commits suicide, as you guys can see in the end of the freaking series, right? So I'm like, damn, that really like makes sense, right? And then the other one was, what was the other one?
The girl.
Oh, the other girl, right? What did she do?
She threatened.
I don't know if it was like a banker or lawyer or something, right?
I think it had to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
Because I know she was trying to bring her mom back over here, you know, where she was, and he just basically stole her money. So she threatened him with a knife on the throat, and she got killed by
getting stabbed
in the throat.
Like, it makes sense, right? A lot of those definitely make sense, and they were mostly like the main characters. All three of them were the main characters, right? They all made it to the end, of course. I never really like paid attention to that, to be honest, like while watching the series. The female main character, she was from North Korea, so she was trying to bring her family out of North Korea or something like that, right?
By the way, I got this spoiler like halfway through the series, so when I read that, I kind of understood everything, and I knew how each one of the characters was gonna die. It wasn't really much of a spoiler, but
so the second theory about the show is that the guy, the main character, and the old guy are father and son, right? And this also connects with the numbers, right? The numbers, because the old guy had he was player number 1, and he was like player last 456. So it connects that like they were like maybe his father.
I have another thing, sorry. I saw another thing, that this is how like people that actually pay attention to every detail of the series. But when the policeman was looking through the binder, he found the year that they were playing in, you know, whatever year it was, 2020 or something, whatever year it was. But it was those players that were there. And when he first opened the binder, there wasn't no number 1. So there, the director told us like, why isn't the old man there? Because he's player number 1.
So I think there was like a lot of Easter eggs. No? Like another Easter egg was the one where like we're playing green light, red light. You guys said that if you pay attention, the dog wouldn't scan him, the old guy. because of course he was the creator of the whole thing, right? So he couldn't die. But yeah, so apparently they were father and son. Like, well, that's just a theory that they were father and son. And I guess it kind of would make sense because like he also ran into him outside. Why would he run into him outside the game, right?
They were at like a
store or
like
something.
7-Eleven
yeah,
thing.
I felt like he wanted to stick with him, right? Protect him in the game, and like in a sense, I guess help them like win, because he did help him win a lot of the games, right? It could have been like he was trying to save his own son in the games, or he realized his son came to play or whatever, and he's like, oh, I gotta save him or whatever. The other theory that there was is the way that they were chosen, the way that like they were chosen to be workers or players.
So when they're in the subway and the guy comes and asks them to play, they have a blue card and a red card, and that's how you're chosen. So if the main character would have chosen the red card, he probably would have been a worker instead of a player.
So the way the game that he asked to play is not to play in the actual game, but just like a betting game, right? To choose a paper, and they bet, and they play this game where you gotta slap the other paper and make it flip and you win or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So if he chose the blue one, he will be worker, right? A player, I mean, and then the red one will be a worker. So yeah, that's a theory, and then I mean that would make sense because all the workers were wearing like red, and the players weren't wearing blue, but I guess it's kind of similar, right?
Yeah. The color. There's also this thing that says there's like different colors, like the blue and the red, and then there's yellow somewhere in there, and yellow means money. But the reason why the main character was wearing black is because he was a player before, and he's a person, obviously. He can't be yellow either because he already has money, so they just put him in black. Everybody had like the workers had red, and then the players had blue. I don't know where they mentioned the yellow from. Oh, the pig, and then the main worker, he couldn't have red or
you mean
blue.
like the
boss,
the leader from the mask?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the main character. I was confused. No. So I'm like, wait, what? They were all wearing the same thing. I was so confused. Oh, but
so that's why he was wearing black, because he's all of them.
Right. Another theory, I guess this one connects to like season 2 or the future, is how they have games in different countries, right? Like they play, they make people play in different countries. When the VIPs come in, you can see that they talk about like other, like Korea or whatever, in other countries, and how it's different, the games are different or whatever, you know. And I guess they make them play games like in their culture, I guess. So honestly, it'll be pretty cool to see different cultures or different countries and games and whatever. But I don't know how they'll spin that off the whole series. But yeah, I guess they do different countries, right? So in the whole scene, there's also a police officer that like infiltrates the whole game thing, right? Yeah. So basically, the brother ends up like finding a lot of information, recording a lot of things like on his phone and everything. And at the end, they chase him off, and the leader that she said, the leader of the workers, he ends up being his brother, right? And he shoots him, but he doesn't shoot him. Well, the brother shoots him first, right?
Yeah.
The police officer shoots his brother first in the shoulder, and then the guy takes off his mask, and that's when he sees his brother, and the brother shoots him back in the shoulder too, right? And then I don't even know how he fell. Like he fell from the shot. It doesn't show him dead, but I just remember that he got shot in the shoulder.
Because I think he was gonna jump.
Yeah,
he was on the edge.
I guess thinking on jumping off or something. He was really like about to fall. So I think it was like the
force of the shot. Yeah. And then he falls in the water, so there's a whole theory that he's probably gonna come back. He's probably alive and he's gonna come back for season 2 and help be a main character, like infiltrate like the games again, because they want to stop like this whole thing, right? And like at the end of this season, you see that the main character decides to go back to the games, right? He was about to go on a plane, and I think he was about to go with his daughter, no? Board a plane and go with his daughter. But he ends up like seeing the card, I guess, because he sees a different guy in the subway playing the slap game, right? But then the guy that like comes up to you to ask you to play, he left before he got to him. Like he ran up, like trying to like I guess confront him. Yeah. And he took the card from the guy that he gave the business card to, and I guess he remembered while he was going to the plane, and he decided to like call a number and tell them like, yo, like, what the hell, right? And then what did they say in the phone? They said get on the plane or something like that, right?
They were saying that another theory was that they were gonna kill him, or that the plane was rigged, because they told him get on the plane, it's for your own good. But a couple episodes behind, somebody in the game had said something about in a plane crash, you're the same whether you have money or not, something like that. So they were saying like it's a theory, because that's why the guy was telling him like get on that plane, because they knew that he was gonna or what they knew what they were gonna do.
Also, for some reason, his hair is painted red. I don't have no idea why he would dye his hair red, but he dyed his hair red, and there's a theory that he's gonna go back and infiltrate as a worker, kind of like the policeman.
Yeah.
He infiltrated the whole thing as a worker, so that's what he's gonna do, I guess. But yeah, it was really weird why he went and dyed his hair. And then also, getting back to the numbers, number 1, basically the old guy, right? Apparently there's a theory that number 1 is because he created the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
He made
first.
he was the first one to create it, and then the main character, number 456, that's gonna be like the last number, because he's gonna go back and stop the games or whatever, right? And stop like people from getting killed again. So yeah, that's the numbers. But also there's also another theory about the old guy. This old guy comes everywhere. There's a theory that the season 2 might be about how everything started, and like kind of his story too, like the old man's story, and how the whole game started. I'm sure they'll probably mix it in, like have like flashbacks or whatever, and like what's going on in the present. But yeah, I mean, the old guy ends up dying too, right? So I don't know how that will play, but
or did he pretend again?
Right? Yeah, you never know. Was he playing a game? He was playing dead.
I feel like the old guy was like really good at tricking all of us, thinking that he was just there for fun because he needed the money.
But yeah, there's a lot of theories, and also that was a big thing that I didn't see that they told me about, was that if you pay attention to the back of the wall, it basically would tell them what the next game would be, right? It would tell you what the next game was gonna be about. So that was pretty interesting. Like, there's a lot of Easter eggs. I feel like you have to watch it like twice or more than twice, right? To like pay attention to everything and like actually listen to what they're saying too, right? And you'll probably come up with more stuff that you'll see that like, wait, this connects to this or this connects. Especially, I guess, I feel like once you watch the whole thing and you watch it again and you know what's gonna happen, it kind of connects. Like you see like, oh, this connected to that, or this leads to that. So that's also something that'd be pretty cool. But I don't know if I want to watch it again.
Me neither.
I mean, the episodes are pretty long. They're not too many, but it is long.
Very long.
But yeah, I think those are pretty much all the theories for season 2. I don't know what to expect actually. I mean, I just expect the guy to go try to infiltrate the games or something, right? Somehow try to get in the games, and I don't know if they're gonna actually end the games because this series became pretty big. So I doubt they'll wanna like end it there, because that'll basically be the end of it, right?
Yeah.
So,
but then if they keep going, it's just gonna get boring.
It's gonna get boring for sure. So I don't know if they're gonna do like 2 seasons, 3 seasons. I don't know how many seasons, but honestly, I guess it would be the second season would just be fine if they ended.
Yeah.
Because it would just get, I don't know what else they would do, to be honest, right? Unless they do like they said, the story of how everything started for season 2, and then they go to season 3 of him infiltrating it, or unless they do more seasons like of different countries, like we said. But other than that, I have no idea.
I feel like with any series, 2 seasons at most is good, because then I feel like people start getting tired of it.
It gets dragged out too much. It's like the Fast and the Furious movie. It just keeps going and going, right? Let us know in the comments what theories you guys have seen, right? Or if you saw something on the show.
What did we miss?
Any Easter eggs or whatever. But yeah, look forward to us making more videos on Squid Games, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. That's gonna be it for the video today. Don't forget to give it a big like,
share,
subscribe if you're new,
comment down below, follow us on Snapchat and Instagram and Twitter and TikTok. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.